Welcome back, guys, on my next video. So like I said on the past video on that jigsaw there, the new project here, as you can see, it's the Kawaski. So my goal on this video is hopefully just to get it started and see if we can get that second gear going. We're gonna go ahead and replace the battery and see if we can get it started there. If not, we're gonna get into more into detail on what the actual issue is or why it's not starting. Hopefully we can get this little bike running today, and it could be an easy fix, so we'll see. All right, so let's get started, guys. Alright guys, so we finally got the battery on. We're about to see if it starts. Hopefully we get lucky. But if not, like I said, we're going to have to tear it down and figure out what else is wrong. So we'll see how it goes. Alright guys, there you have it. So for now it does not start. We're going to tear it down. Maybe we have to change some spark plugs, or maybe there's a kink line somewhere. So we're going to continue on tearing it apart and see what we can find. So as I'm getting further into the bike, as I'm noticing I'm tearing it more apart, there's a lot of extra wiring on this bike. I believe he had LEDs on this bike, and it doesn't look like it's wired very well. So I don't want to take a chance. I'm going to go ahead and just eliminate that because LEDs don't even look like they work. I'll show you here. So I will be removing all this here. As you can see, he had a switch close to the front of the bike towards the key ignition. So we're going to remove that and remove all this extra wiring that's going in the front. Some of it was hanging down actually on the lower bike. Tearing more into the bike, it turns out that this bike is carbureted. I didn't know that. Again, this is the first time I've ever messed with a 2012 Kawasaki 250. So, and I'm pretty sure they still make them carbureted as well. I wouldn't doubt it. So I'm probably gonna go ahead and, just to be safe, tear the carburetor apart, clean it out. Again, because I don't know how long this bike has been sitting. So I do know if you have these bikes sitting too long, this carbureted bike, leaving fuel in the carbs will cause clogs. So carburetors are very delicate. Any kind of clog can cause a serious issue as far as the bike performance. So I'm not gonna take a chance. I'm gonna take it apart. That can solve our issue, including replacing the spark plugs like we said we were gonna do. I'll go from there. All right guys, as you can see, the bowls are pretty dirty here. So I assume that the rest of the carb is pretty much looking the same way. So we're going to continue taking this thing apart. It's actually a gunk that can easily cause the carburetors to get clogged up. So again, I'm hoping this is the issue, guys, once we clean this up pretty good. As you can see here, I'll show you closer. I'm pretty sure one of these bowls was not getting any fuel. As I took it apart, I noticed one of the bowls had fuel and the other one didn't. I'll probably remove these floaters here carefully because we don't want to break anything. And also, we don't want to lose anything. There's a lot of small pieces in here that easily can get lost, and they're very important. If we don't get this put back together right, it will definitely not run right after that. So we'll keep going, guys. we already finished cleaning this out. As you can see, it's pretty clean in all the ports there. Bottom's pretty clean too. I'm not too worried about the stains. It's not too much to worry about as long as we don't have any gunk or anything that's gonna get loose anymore to get into those ports. Here's the back side here. As you can see, those plates are pretty clean as well. And the top side where the diaphragms go, and on the side the little diaphragm there. So there's all the other small parts. As you can see, the needles are nice and clean now, so those are good to go back in. The floaters are clean, and all the small little components we got to put back in there. As you can see there's the bows there. Again, I'm not too worried about the stains, but at least we got all that gunk out. But I'm gonna go ahead and put it back together and put it back in the bike. Give you a close-up of what the bike looks like as of so far. I know it looks chaotic, guys. Looks like a lot of things are disconnected. But again, it's not really that bad. It's really just a bunch of hoses, a couple connectors, and not too many bolts. So, but as you can see, we're gonna come back in here and put the new spark plugs in here so we can put the boots back on. We can take care of that problem. Then we are gonna reassemble the carburetor, make sure it's nice and clean, and then put it right back in where it was. And hopefully we can put the take on, get it running. Continue watching as I assemble it back together. It'll be back in one piece. Alright guys, so we put the carburetor back on the bike. It's pretty warm out here, so I don't think I have to have it warm up a bit, but we'll find out. If I have to, I'll let it sit for a little bit idling. So let's give it a shot and see how it goes. So there you have it. So we got it running, which is good because I was getting a little frustrated with that carburetor, taking it apart. So now what we're gonna do next is basically open the casing here. If we can see the shifter, again, we'll see what happens once we remove this. So let's hope for the best. Okay, so we've already removed the clutch cover. We still have to remove it looks like we have to remove the clutches and the clutch basket itself. I'm trying to get further back in there to see if anything is loose. So we'll keep on going and see if we find anything along the way. Okay, so after looking into this, breaking this further apart, this bolt was actually loose. So I went on and tightened it, and I would assume so that's the reason why it wouldn't engage properly. Now it seems to move okay, as you can see there. So I'm hoping this is what solves the issue, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this back together, get this thing started, and maybe I can test ride it down the road and see if that solves the issue. So if not, again, we'll have to tear it apart again and get deeper and further into detail and see what else it could be. So, but for now, guys, just keep watching. So good news, I got it back together. As you can see, it's already sealed up. Put some new oil in it. I already started it and messed with the gears, and all the gears work. So that was an easy fix.
Hindsight is fleeting, oh, and your heart's bleeding, and all you can see is red, till you discover.
Include these two items that I installed on the video, but ordered an info exhaust for this for the Ninja 250, and as you can see, it makes it look pretty nice, guys. It makes a huge difference compared to what was on it, which was the stock. It was this beat up pipe that was on there. It looked pretty rusted out. I was gonna go replace it anyway because I don't want this on that bike. It was making the bike look pretty horrible, so I went on and replaced it. The other thing I did was also replace the chain. That's the old one there. As you can see, it was pretty rusted out and probably sat for a while outside somewhere. And there is the new chain. As you can see there, it just got installed. We were able to fix all the issues on this bike. Once we replaced the battery, we were able to hear it crank, but then again, we ran into the issue that it wouldn't stay running or start. So then we tore it more further apart to see what's going on to the carburetors. and it turned out that the carburetors were pretty clogged up. The next part we had to dive into was the gearing problem on this bike. It would not pass first gear. Turned out once we removed the clutch cover side, we were able to see some of the shifting components, and that's when I saw that one of the bolts were loose. So other than that, guys, the bike works great. Again, we have the new exhaust on it and the new chain on it, and I've already rode it around a couple of times. It's actually a pretty fun bike. It is a little slow. So there you have it, guys, another awesome video that we were able to fix all the issues on another motorcycle. Enjoy the videos and keep watching.